So today I decided I'd finally watch the movie I was a part of, Matt Powell's movie, Science, falsely so called, and let's do a review. What is up, you heathens and demons, you beautiful, blasphemous people? Welcome back to The Raging Atheist. I'm your boy Nakasuchi, and today I watched Science Falsely So-Called, Matt Powell's documentary. And before I really get into my critique of it, let's check out a little bit of his movie.
So you accept by faith that came about on its own?
There could have been a universal mind pulling the strings of evolution. There could have been a universal mind that sprang us up just like that. 90,000 years ago, as the science would indicate. Maybe we came from the stars. There's a theory that we came from the stars and we just gave away all of our technology. We didn't want it no more and we started over, and yet here we are again.
But that takes faith, that takes irrational faith to believe that.
No,
that takes silly faith.
It takes an imagination to consider it.
Just imagine.
Yeah.
So long ago, in a galaxy far away, basically all of the matter in the entire universe, all of the energy in the entire universe, it was all just crammed into this one little dot, smaller than the period on a page. And even smaller than that. Now scientists are saying it was just infinitesimally small. And it was approaching zero in its size, in fact. And then this little dot exploded into the size of our observable universe right now. And it continues to expand even beyond that which we can observe.
Alright, so there you have the movie that I was a part of, and I went into it knowing that he was going to butcher the things that I said. He was going to edit me to make me look stupid. And that's what I got, and I'm not surprised about that. But you saw it there. You got big names like Kent Hovind and Brandon Sanderson. Big names in the creationist world, big names in the hate preacher world if you think about Brandon Sanderson and the bullshit he says. So Matt Powell got some pretty big names to come into his film. And before I really talk about my criticisms of the film, because there are plenty, I want to give it some compliments. Now, I found the edit to be quite good outside of how they edited me. But I knew that going into it, that they were going to be dishonest. That was the trap I placed for them. You know, you're supposed to be Christians. You're supposed to be people of integrity, people of morality, and yet you are disingenuous, dishonest, and deceitful with your edit of me. But that's fine. That's what I expected, and that's what I'm going to be able to show. I'm going to be able to prove that as we go into an in-depth look at the movie. Now, this is just a general review, but in the future, I'm going to be breaking it down part by part and crushing this movie that I guess you would say I am a star of this movie. I'm a major character in this movie, but I'm going to have to crush it. But, you know, I think that the production was pretty good. The edit was pretty good. I was surprised at the flow of the movie. I was surprised at the quality of the movie. So what didn't I like about the movie? Everything else. The content was atrocious. The content was full of lies. The content was full of mistruths. The content was not accurate. Like I said, they misrepresented me. They edited me in a disingenuous, false way. But what can you expect from a bunch of fucking con men? What can you expect from a hate preacher that's going to say that we need to be putting gay people to death? And now Brandon Sanderson himself has taken up that talking point. So that's the new Baptist talking point, I guess, is, hey, you know, homosexuals aren't human beings. They're abominations and we need to put them to death. But part by part, and I went through most of the movie. I haven't watched all of it yet. I really just got through about halfway and it was like, holy shit, it's all inaccurate. And you're going to see his familiar talking points throughout that movie. Ridiculous shit, easily disproven. So, I mean, even though he made a decent movie, he is going to get crushed when it comes to the facts of it. He's going to get crushed, and he I think, makes his religion look bad because it's so untruthful. Every segment is full of lies, and you've got all of his talking points in it, and we're going to go through every segment. But let's check out another piece of it.
Let's talk about the Big Bang then, because you say that the universe could shoot out here and energy could shoot over there. Since when do you see a Big Bang or an explosion creating anything? Have you ever observed that?
I'm not an expert on explosions.
Like
I'm
for
not
example, a computer. I build computers like this iPhone down here. Like if I said, oh, I believe that iPhone came about by just an explosion, in a Mac store, you would look at me and say, you're an idiot. But that's the atheistic worldview, is that, oh, well, it could be anything but God.
The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good.
Do you believe that an explosion out of chaos produced order?
Out of chaos. Whoever said that an explosion out of chaos? From
1 out of 100,000 millions chances is chaos.
So you say.
I think most people don't really realize that that's what the Big Bang teaches. And I think if people actually had it explained to them, a lot less people would believe in it, because it's just so wild.
Evolution is a religion. It is a religion. They have to believe, hope, think that these things happen. Have they ever seen spontaneous generation? Have they ever seen a Big Bang? Have they ever seen one type of animal make another type of animal?
And it's that type of shit you have through this whole fucking movie. That type of shit. A bunch of bullshit. A bunch of fake ass propaganda. You know what? Have you ever seen God create anything, dude? Have you ever seen an angel come down? You have absolutely no proof of any of that shit, and yet you're gonna dismiss all the ample amounts of evidence that we have for evolution, the fossil record. You're gonna deny the archaeological records that we found of human beings coming out of Africa 90,000 years ago, 60,000 years ago, however long it was ago. I think we first started coming out about 90,000, and then the mass migration was about 60,000 years ago. But you're going to dismiss all of the evidence for that, and there's actual evidence for that, and believe in God did it, even though there's no fucking evidence of that outside of some books written by people thousands of years ago. And so why doesn't God show himself anymore? He was doing it all the time back then. Why isn't there any prophets anymore? And that could be argued, well, maybe Muhammad was the last prophet, and he was after Jesus, and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's people out there claiming to be prophets now. There's a person out there claiming to be the Son of God right now. How come you don't believe them, but you believe that? They're actually alive. You can actually test them, see them, feel them, touch them. But you can't do none of that with Jesus. Jesus isn't in the historical record. Jesus wasn't mentioned in the Roman record. And yet you're going to believe something that you haven't never seen happen. It's the same shit. And you're going to get that. That's what this whole fucking movie is. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit. It's outright lies throughout most of it. I mean, it's crazy that these people think that this is going to make them legitimate in the eyes of the scientific world. Like, you think you're making some big breakthrough saying that all science is bunk and all science is fake and the only true science is that is in the Bible? So that's my beef with it. It isn't that it's not a good movie. If you had been genuine, if you had been honest, you would have a pretty good documentary on your hands. The production is good. The quality is good. It's the content. The content is dishonest. The content is inaccurate. The content is mere propaganda in the war between Christianity and science, in the war between religion and science. And that's a war perpetuated by religion. Science gives two fucks what religion thinks. And yet religion goes out of its way, generation after generation, to try to disprove everything that science says. Parts of this movie, they talk about the missing links, and there's no proof to the missing links, and any proof that's ever been found has been debunked. It's been proven false, and it's just a lie. Lucy was never proven false. We have so many different missing links now. Evolution is no longer a theory. It's been proven. They just dismiss every piece of evidence. And then they will project that insecurity onto us and say that we do that we dismiss it. Watch the movie. It's exactly what they say. Watch the movie. I will link it in the description below. And if I forget to, because I'm terrible with links, remind me and I'll edit it into the description below. I encourage all of you to watch it. And another thing that watching this movie has shown me is that I did lose footage. Like, he was successful at getting rid of some of my footage with his tampering of my camera. Because I didn't get all of it. Because he has stuff in that movie that I don't have. So I did lose footage. I did not get all of that interview. Everything that I got, I put unedited. I did not cut it to make it look a certain way, but he did in his movie. He was dishonest in his movie. And I have commenters all the time, well, I hate that he chose you because he made you look so stupid and he could have done so much better with somebody else. And no, actually watch the debate. Now, I'm not saying he never gets me. But he don't make me look stupid. He does a good job of making me look stupid in his fucking dishonest movie. But I knew that going into it. I knew it. But the thing I also knew is that though maybe, let's say 90% of the people that's going to watch this movie, and it's already almost at 15,000 views. Pretty good for a week. Pretty good for Matt Powell. Let's say 90% of the people that's going to watch this movie is going to have no interest in the Raging Atheist. But maybe 10% will. Maybe 10% will actually be curious to see the other side of the story. Maybe 10% will say, hey, I'm going to look up the Raging Atheist on YouTube. I'm going to find his conversation with Matt Powell. And maybe of that 10%, maybe 50% of them will see Matt Powell's dishonesty. Will actually be able to see it. That's why I did it. That reason and that reason alone. Well, and also because I like debating. I like the confrontation. I like the conversation. And I like exposing the truth. So like I said, this was just a general overview, a review of the movie. But over the next period of time, it's probably going to take a while, I'm going to dissect each part of that movie. And I'm going to do regular videos on it. And I'm going to respond to it. I'm going to respond to the bullshit, to the propaganda. So look forward to that, guys. But as always, I'm your boy Nakasuchi. This is The Raging Atheist. If you like my videos, hit a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Share me on your social media. Comment in the comment section below. I'm going to see you soon.